Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to yet another The Hindu News Analysis channel. My name is Nidhi, and I am here to give you an unbiased opinion, an unbiased and simplified version of the current affairs, of the matters which are going on in world and in our country, and they are impacting us in some way or other way. We are living in a globalization era. The world has become a village. Anything that happens at a one place due to the butterfly effect, this thing happened at affect us also. So now a recent protest takes place in Noida. So in Noida, many factory workers in Noida, which is the industrial belt, they are on the protest, and now their protest has increased. The ongoing factory workers protest in Noida's industrial belt is one of the largest it's one of the largest industrial labor monopolization in recent times. Violence has been documented as well. Stone peddling is happening. It attempts to breach the police barricades, and as well as brutal police latrigage is also going on. So what is happening in Noida? Why all this industrial belt workers come? What is happening in Noida? Why the protest is happening? This is the thing which we have to think. So what is the trigger for protest? So workers compared the wages with Haryana, which is Faridabad, Gurugram and Manesar, whereas wages rose by 35%. It means that the wages of Haryana belt industrial areas like Faridabad, Gurgaon, Manesar. Faridabad is known as the industrial hub of Haryana. Similarly, just like we have Faridabad, there is a Noida for UP as well. So workers are comparing their wages for the laborers working in Haryana and the workers working in UP. Now they said that workers working in the Haryana, they are getting more salary, more wages, the wages by 35%. But the person who is working in Noida, he's found their wages relatively lower. And also the rising LPG cost. You see, you need fuel. Fuel is very, very important for all of us. And this Iran, Israel, Ukraine, America war, it has triggered this point. So now what the workers are demanding. So here in this case, the workers are demanding that their monthly wages should be between 18,000 to 25,000. There should be fixed working hours, paid holidays and overtime compensation as well. This is what they are demanding. You see, the demand is not wrong. So what government does in response of it? So Uttar Pradesh government, in response of this protest, has announced nearly 21% of interim wage hike, but workers consider this insufficient. We are witnessing that you see gig workers, all these kinds of labor workers, they work tirelessly for us. They work up to 12 to 18 hours. But what they get in return, this is also thing that is we also have to understand. What they are getting in return. Are they getting any insurance if they get injured while doing? Because you see, their job is a very physical kind of a thing. They do not get any insurance. There is no fixed salary, no fixed working hours, no health insurance, no holidays. They are working day and night, but they are not even getting basic human elements, basic human rights. It is their need. Article so the directive principles of state policy basically gives you the direct clause that there must be human conditions for working populations. They do not get maternity leave. They do not get any sort of a healthcare leave. Just they do not enjoy any benefit, but they work more than us. So what does the government law says about it? What is the contract labor is saying? So you see, contract labor, its share in formal manufacturing is highest since 1997, 1998. Labor codes are there, but what they are doing? We have recently passed a new wages laws, basically about it's to give the dignified versions to them. But we have to make it a very clear thing that we have to make human conditions for all these labor workers. Now there is an institution known as Indian Labour Conference. Now Indian Labour Conference is India's highest tripartite forum on labor matters. Now tripartite means it brings together government, both center, state, employers, workers representatives are at same platform, and they discuss, they negotiate and build consensus on labor policies. It was established in year 1942 during British India. Which was inspired by International Labour Organization ILO, and it continued during the post independence as a key platform for labor dialogue. Why it matters? It matters because it ensures democratic decision making in labor policy. Labor policy is very, very important. If we do not have a good labor policy, the conditions of laborers, workers, employers cannot be ensured. And if they are living in hell, I am sorry, that country is going to crash down very soon. No matter what your numbers are saying, no matter how much a country is growing, but if the laborers, workers, employers, they are not even getting the basic maternity leave, right? They're not getting the they do not have fixed working hours, promotional highs. If they do not have this thing, I am sorry, their happiness index is low, development is low, educational level is low, of course health is also low, comparative low. So how that country can grow and how that country can develop? In order to ensure that the laborers gets full right, there has to be a law. There has to be an institution, just like we have Indian labor law institutions. Now these kind of institutions, it balances interest of workers, rights of wages, employers and government also. You see, everything has its connection. It helps to prevent strikes and unrest by resolving issues before escalation. That's why so this recent labor unrest in India, it reflects structural issues in wages policy in it and labor reforms in India. It is not an incident. It is not a single incident. It's a duality which basically shows that there is wages disparity across states. With only a wage floor set by the center, state determine the actual wages, which leading to interstate wages disparity, just by like we have witnessed in Haryana versus Uttar Pradesh. There is a rising cost of living also. You see, their salaries are not increasing, but their cost of living is increasing. External factors, external areas are the triggering point, but increased LPG and food prices, they have reduced real wages. It is intensifying workers' dissatisfaction as well. Labor codes and working conditions like provision for 12-hour work days, weak enforcement of overtime and safety norms, these have increased the perceived exploitation. Also, there's a problem of weak institutional dialogue. We have ILO, but ILO has not been convinced since 2015. Major reforms like labor codes were passed without such consultation. You see, we have one organization for this labor law, but it is not being consulted. Why it is not being consulted? It's of its biggest failure. Similar strikes, like we have seen many strikes like Samsung, IOCL, NTPC, Adani plants. They show a nationwide trend. It is not an isolated event, but rather it is showing some deeper structural problems in India, which needs to be addressed as soon as possible. At the end, I would like to say that labor unrest is basically, it is a systematic structural gap in wages, working conditions, and governance. Addressing this requires structural reforms, not temporary measures, which we have to think. So this is for the, so we have to understand it. I hope you get it, the what I'm really trying to say. From this video, from this part, what we have discussed. Whenever you see any wages, whenever you see any worker working in the mouth, in suns, in hot heat, during heat programs, he's working very hard. Please be kind to them. This is the message. This is the message that I would really like to tell them. And now I would like to end this video by today's quote. So, our today's quote is by Mahatma Gandhi ji. Mahatma Gandhi ji has said that an eye for an eye makes the whole world blind. Now, from this quote, I have basically get two messages. One message is the power to letting go. You see, if anybody say something to me, if I say anything to them in the back, it will escalate the situation. It is not going to create any solution. So we should know how to move on from that situation. Now it requires emotional intelligence. Moving on requires emotional intelligence. It requires emotional stamina, which can be built with time and with. So through this quote, my message is to move on. On that note, I'm leaving you here. I'll come back tomorrow with the new news headline and the new explanation also. Let me know in the comment section what you know about our today's quote and our labor policies. Till then, stay happy, stay safe.